Images. We know images are worth 1,000 words. And if you are a professional florist like I am, you know image is everything. For many of us, online and trying to get our work in front of our customers and potential clientele is key to getting those sales. Whether you are generating your own product photography for your e-commerce website, or you're trying to get good images for events and wedding work. And today, specifically, I want to share some easy tips and a few hacks with you, specifically on how to get the best images you can with just your smartphone. I hear so many people tell me that, oh, they just can't get any good pictures because they don't have a good camera. Not a good excuse anymore, because these days with smartphones the way they are, the phones, or I should say the cameras that are on your phone are so good, they almost do better than some regular cameras do. So don't underestimate the power of the camera on your smartphones. Later on in this video, I'm also going to share a few pictures that I've taken over the years. And if you follow me on Facebook at all or Instagram, as well as these YouTube videos, I do absolutely everything with my phone. I do have a regular camera, but I honestly cannot remember when I used it last. In fact, at the moment, I'm not even sure where it is. So I rely on my phone. It is by far the fastest and the easiest. It always fits in my pocket. I can take it with me wherever I go. So if I'm doing an event or something like that, I always have the ability to snap pictures. So, big trick, turn off the flash. You'll get much cleaner color and you'll get much truer color and it won't be distorted. So do that first. Number one, and this is a big one if you are trying to take as many of your own pictures as you can, especially at weddings and parties. So frequently when we're doing weddings and parties, that work is outdoors, or part of it is outdoors. So one of the things that is usually the biggest hurdle to get around is lighting. And a tip for that specifically is to take your time when you're working on taking your pictures. Don't just quickly start snapping pictures, because inevitably you're going to get a bunch that you don't like or they just don't look that good. Take some time when you're looking through your phone at what you want to take a picture of and really think about your composition and what you're taking a picture of. And what's the lighting like? Is there something that you want to take a picture of that maybe you would get a better picture of it if you just move it to a different location so that you can get a good, clean, clear picture of it? That's something to think about. If you are outside and it's a sunny day, one of the best things to do if you're just having your camera to take pictures with is always make sure that the sunlight is coming from behind you. You never want to actually aim your camera into the sunlight, because it's not going to be a good situation. You're not going to like the outcome. But if the sunlight is behind you, that's one trick. Also, if you're outside and you're trying to get a good, clear picture of something that's kind of on the smaller side, one trick you can do in order to get a more soft, diffused light is put yourself in line with the sunlight, or think about where the sun's coming from when you're taking the picture. If the item that you want to take a picture of is in the shadow of you, and you can also have your phone in the shadow of you when you take that picture, even though it might be bright and sunny out, you're going to get a really good picture out of it. So keep those things in mind. Okay, now, product photography, especially if you have an e-commerce website. I, as often as I can, like to take pictures outside in natural light. And as any professional photographer will tell you, and if you've worked with the photographers before, you know that they kind of like working either in the morning or late in the afternoon to early evening. At those times of day, that's kind of when the lighting can really be the best. Now, if you need to try and take pictures at other times of the day, one thing that I would suggest is, if you can, be on the north side of a building and make sure that you are actually in the shade and not out in direct sunlight. That's going to help you get a good, clean, clear picture. If you are trying to take a picture of, say, a bridal bouquet or something to that effect, one of the best ways that I've found to take a picture, and I'm going to make a point of sharing a couple in this video, is to don't underestimate very unobscure things that you wouldn't think would be good, like blacktop pavement. I have taken so many pictures of bridal bouquets and other arrangements looking straight down on them with my phone in the parking lot. So obviously you want to make sure that there are no grease or oil stains where you're taking the picture, but if it's a blacktop parking lot, it is, if you really look at it in a picture and zoom in on it, it is really kind of a modeling of blacks, charcoals, and grays, and it's got some texture to it. So in many ways, it makes a really good background. So you want to make sure that when you're looking down on it to take the picture, that your feet aren't in the picture, although that can be a fun little twist to your picture if your feet do happen to be in it. But if you just make a point of, when you're looking through your camera at what you want to take a picture of in a parking lot, or this could even be in grass also, just make sure that your feet aren't in the picture and that you're not in direct sunlight. And before you snap that picture, look through the entire image and make sure that there aren't any unwanted shadows or anything like that in the way. If there are, instead of just snapping the picture anyway, take the time to take what you're trying to take a picture of to a different spot. The more you do this, the better you'll get at it and the faster you can get it to happen. But don't be afraid to move what you're trying to take a picture of, or move yourself in order to get better lighting. Now, what if you're trying to take pictures indoors? We're in North America. It's the start of fall right now when I'm filming this video, and we're gonna be going into shorter days and days that might be stormy outside and dark, but you still need to do some work and you can take some pictures inside. Lighting can make a big difference. And even if you don't have professional photography lighting, there are still tricks you can do. I happen to be sitting in one of them right now. When I film these videos in this spot, if I'm right here, I am right next to a window. In fact, you can kind of see the light, how it changes when I put my hand closer to the window. So I get a lot of natural light. I do have one photography light on at the moment that I do not have pointed at me. I actually have it shining straight up on the ceiling, which is white, so that the light bounces off the ceiling. That creates more diffused light. So colors are more natural looking. So think of that. Other little tricks you can do. Putting lighting behind what you are trying to take a picture of. If you can do that, that is one way that you can really help to develop depth in your picture image that you're trying to create. And you'll get a better overall three-dimensional look of whatever it is you're trying to take a picture of. I'm a perfect example right now. At the moment, if you look at the pictures behind me, they're actually in light because I've got a little clip-on desk light that's attached to the shelves that I have illuminating that space. So having lighting behind me is helping give overall depth to the image even on this video. So if I were to turn around and turn it off, see what the difference is like? So just having that little bit of light behind me makes a big difference. Now, going into winter, days are darker, especially if it's stormy outside. The more northern areas you get in the country, that's where some professional photography lighting can come in handy. And it's not expensive. So oftentimes, and I'm gonna link in this video below to some lighting equipment that I really like. And they are both what would be considered a kit. So it's lighting that you don't just get one of. They oftentimes will come in pairs or sometimes in sets of 4, depending on what kind of lighting it is. One of the light kits I'm gonna share the link of below with you is LED lighting. And it's all rather small and it comes on its own tripod, and there are 2 of them in the kit, and it comes with a really nice carrying case and everything. So if you ever want to take your lighting with you on location for a shoot or an event, makes it real easy to do that. They make this stuff so easy to use and fast to set up. It's not a big deal to carry it with you anymore. So that's one of the kits. The other kit that I like that I actually am using right now is what's considered a softbox light. It's on its own tripod. They go up and down. It's like it has the umbrella type wire framing around it with the reflective fabric. And then it's also got a diffuser fabric that goes over the whole thing. So you never get really direct light on anything. When it comes to lighting, I would say that's probably the biggest tip I've got for you is never shine light, whatever is creating the light for you, directly at what you're trying to take a picture of. It doesn't ever really seem to make any difference what kind of lighting you're doing it with, but if you do, that's when you just get colors that are distorted. You get overexposure on a lot of things, and you can inadvertently get a lot of light shining on a reflective surface that you didn't even know was in the vicinity, and you can get really sharp bits of lighting doing all kinds of strange things to your images. So when in doubt, shine your lights up at the ceiling or directly at a wall and try to bounce that light off of another surface. That way, when the lighting does hit what you're trying to take a picture of, it's going to be softer light. It's still going to be bright light, but it's going to be softer, and you're not going to be so apt to get overexposure. So I shared with you about putting a light behind what you're trying to take a picture of. That's one thing that can help you. And I do have one photography light on. And I've got one other, because they do come in pairs so frequently. Another one here that I don't have on at the moment. But now I'm going to turn it on so that you can see what the difference is. And again, I don't have the light shining directly at me. I actually have it shining up to the ceiling. So this is with that light not on. That doesn't make a huge difference, but still, especially on this section of wall behind me, you can really see the difference as to what that additional photography light does by turning that on and again bouncing the light off of the ceiling. This particular kit that I've got that I'm using, which is a softbox kit, and I'm gonna share a link below to one that I really like that is very similar to this one that I've got. You can get the pair, and it's a really good deal. Comes with the tripods, comes with carrying cases, comes with the light that goes, the actual bulb that goes in it, which this is where it's a really good buy. Because it comes with the bulbs that go with it, that's a big plus, because the bulbs in this particular set that I've got, they're specifically for photography, and they're $25 a piece if you look at getting just the bulbs or to get a replacement for them. And they do last a long time. I've now had this set for a few years now, and I still have the original bulbs. So by buying the kit that comes with the bulbs, saves you a lot of money. So that's a really good buy. So something to really think about by just investing in maybe one light kit that's less than $100 can make a big difference for your picture image creation, especially when you're doing it indoors. Can help a lot. And then anytime you can, try and take those pictures outside in natural light, and just make sure that you're not pointing your phone directly into the sunlight. Try and make sure that the sunlight is always coming from behind you. Will make a big difference. I hope you found that information helpful and encouraging so that maybe you don't feel as frustrated about taking pictures of your own work with just your cell phone, because you can get some really great images. I will be sharing more content specifically like this about how to take pictures of your own work so that you can use those images on your own website, in your social media, both on Facebook and Instagram, and it makes a huge difference. So until next time, get out there and try to take some pictures of your own work and start marketing what you do. Because if you get it out there, and the faster you get it out there, the sooner you're actually going to get business coming in. Until next time, be well everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.